Hello, everybody. Schooner007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 8-12 Texas Rangers taking on the 10-10 Detroit Tigers. This is game one of a three-game series between the Tigers and the Rangers and the Tigers. And here is the starting lineup for the Texas Rangers. Leading off, the second baseman, Ian Kinsler. Batting second, the shortstop, Michael Young. Batting third, the center fielder, Josh Hamilton. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the designated hitter, Milton Bradley. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Hank Bellick. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Frank Cantalonto. Batting seventh, the right fielder, David Murphy. Batting eighth, the catcher, Gerard Laird. And batting ninth, the first baseman, Ben Bouchard. On the mound for the Tigers, it is Justin Verlander. He'll come into the game with a 4.32 ERA. He's got 2 wins and 2 losses. He's pitched 25 innings, allowed 22 hits, 18 strikeouts, and 10 walks. We're here at Comerica Park, which gives a -1 to strikeouts, but a +1 to walks. Ian Kinsler makes his way into the batter's box as the home plate umpire dusts off home plate, and we are ready to start. Kinsler batting at .365, and here is the first pitch. 2-6, column 2, row 6, and we're going to start this game off with a walk. Rangers on a 1-12, that is an 11, and that's going to be a walk for Ian Kinsler. So Kinsler will trot on down to first, and let's take a look at the starting defense for the Texas Rangers. For the Detroit Tigers, sorry. Jones will be out there in left field. Thomas will be in center. Ordonez at right. Going around the horn, we've got Ing on third. Rentia at short. Santiago's on second. Golan on first. Rodriguez is behind the plate. And Verlander is on the mound. Michael Young batting at .262. Strategy roll is a 14. Rangers holding off. Infield at double play depth, and here is the pitch. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a strike. However, the range for Young is on a 1-9. The 16 is too high. 6-5, column 6, row 5, double star 3. That's going to be a fly ball out there to Ordonez. Makes the play, 1 away. Strategy roll is a 20. Anytime a 20 comes up on the strategy die, it is a pickoff attempt. Verlander will bulk on a 1-3. He picks off on a 4 and 5, and it's a pickoff error on a 6. It's an 11. It's a yode. Nothing happens. Josh Hamilton batting a .275. The pitch. 6-4, column 6, row 4. That is a walk plus. Now, on a walk plus, we add 10 plus the range of Comerica Park, which gives a +1. So we add 11 to that range. That is a 20. That is a 20, and that is going to be a walk. So runners on first and second, and that's going to bring up Milton Bradley in the cleanup position. He's batting a .339. Strategy roll is a 5. Will he be the key to getting in a run? Here's the pitch. 5-2, column 5, row 2. That is a double question mark. It is a double star and a 1-3. The 18 is too high. So we always follow the double question mark when that comes up on the pitcher card. 3-3, column 3, row 3. It's a fly ball back there to Ordonez. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Kinsler on second. On a ball hit to F9, it's subtract 1. That is a 3. That is a 1. Kinsler will go to third, and that'll put 2 away. So the Rangers have runners on the corners as Hank Bellock will come up. He's batting a .309. Strategy roll is an 11. Rangers holding off, and here is the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6, home run chance. Verlander is a 0. Nothing happens. 17 is too high. 1-2, column 1, row 2, power hit to Thomas. That is a 16, and that is going to be a fly ball out. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left on for the Rangers. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers. Leading off the center fielder, Clete Thomas. Batting second, the catcher, Ivan Rodriguez. Batting third, the first baseman, Carlos Guillen. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the right fielder, Maglio Ordonez. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Jacque Jones. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Edgar Rentia. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Brandon Ing. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Raymond Santiago. On the mound for the Texas Rangers, it's going to be Vince Palladia. He'll come into the game with an 8.22. He's got no wins and 4 losses. He's pitched 23 innings, allowed 29 hits, 13 strikeouts, and 10 walks. Clete Thomas batting a .271. And here is the pitch. 6-2, column 6, row 2. That's going to be a strikeout on a 1-11. That is a 1. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. And let's take a look at the starting defense for the Texas Rangers. Cantalonto will be out there on left field. Hamilton will be in center. Murphy at right. Going around the horn, we've got Bellock at third. Young at short. Kinsler's on second. Bouchard at first. Layard is behind the plate, and Palladia on the mound. Ivan Rodriguez batting a .277. And here's the pitch. 6-2, column 6, row 2. That's a strikeout on a 1-9. That is a 5. Struck him out. And 2 away, and that's going to bring up Carlos Guillen. Guillen batting a .275. And here is the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. Double question mark, single on a 1-8. That is a 1. That's going to be good for a base hit. And Guillen is on with a base hit, and with 2 outs, we add a +1 to his base run rating. Strategy roll is an 8. Tigers holding off. Ordonez batting a .346. Infield in, and here's the pitch. 2-4, column 2, row 4. That is a hit by pitch. Vince will add a +10, so that makes it a 13. The 18 is too high. 2-1, column 2, row 1. It's a ground ball up to Vincent. He'll make the catch, throw it over to first base to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and the Tigers will leave 1 stranded. After 1, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the second. Frank Cantalonto, David Murphy, and Jared Layard due up for the Rangers. Frank Cantalonto batting a .364, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2, double star. Frank Cantalonto is a left-handed batter, so on the picture card, we look to the left-handed side of that slash. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third baseline. Ing, he'll get it, throw it over to Guillen. and that is out number 1. David Murphy up. Murphy betting a 257, and here is the pitch. 6-1, column 6, row 1, range play at Comerica Park. We're going to go to the ballpark card. Anytime you roll the @ symbol as your result on the picture card, you resolve the play using the ballpark card. 4-6, column 4, row 6, double star 5. It's a ground ball to Rentia, whose range is on a 1-3. And that is a 3. He'll make the catch. And Rentia is 6 for 8 on his range plays. Jared Laird batting a 313. 2 up, 2 down for the Rangers. 5-4. Column 5, row 4. That is a strikeout on a 1-8. The 20 is too high. 5-2, column 5, row 2, double star 6. That's going to be a fly ball to Thomas in center field. Will make the catch and retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors as the Rangers will go down in order. We go to the bottom of the second. Miguel Cabrera, Jacques Jones, Edgar Rentia due up for the Tigers. Miguel Cabrera batting a 270, and here is the pitch. 2-3, column 2, row 3. Possible error on a throw, so on an error check, that is the number in the bracket. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. Fly ball back there to Hamilton. No error check needed. He'll make the catch and put one away. Jacques Jones batting a 152, and here is the pitch. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a blank. Jones 1-6, column 1, row 6. And that is going to be a fly ball back there to Hamilton. He'll make the catch and put 2 away. Edgar Rentia batting a 274. And the pitch. 6-5, column 6, row 5. Strikeout on a 1-7. That is a 6. Struck him out. So the Tigers go. So the Tigers will go down in order as well. No runs, no hits, no errors through 2. We're tied at 0. We go to the top of the third. Ben Bouchard, Ian Kinsler, and Michael Young due up for the Rangers. Ben Bouchard batting a 154. And here is the pitch. 1-4, column 1, row 4. Possible error. Whose error range are we checking? That's going to be a 6-5. Column 6, row 5. It's a single to Golan. His error range, however, is a 1-11. It's a 7. No error check is made on infield single. Batter beats the throw out and is safe at first. So no error there, but the Rangers do have 1 on. Infield double play depth as we go to the top of the order. Ian Kinsler comes back up. Strategy roll first is a 20. It's a pickoff attempt. It's an 11. Nothing happens. Kinsler walked his last time up, and here is the pitch. 1-1. Column 1, row 1. Home run on a 1-10. The 19 is too high. 2-1, column 2, row 1. Power hit to Jones. That is a 14. That's going to be a fly out to left field. Jones will get underneath that. So it's a fly out on the 19-20 on the D20. And that'll put 1 away. Michael Young, 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 3, and here is the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a blank. Young being a right-handed batter, so on the pitcher card we look to the right-handed side of the slash. 1-4, column 1, row 4, ground ball to Rentia. And that is going to be a 6, so we check for a double play. Rentia, pivot is going to be Santiago on that one. And with the roll of a 6, the only play is at first. So that makes it a 1. We take a look here, ground double play. Pivot is second base. 2 away, and the runner now in scoring position. Here comes Josh Hamilton. Walked his last time up. Strategy roll is a 15, and here is the pitch. Infield normal depth 2-3, column 2, row 3. Strikeout on a 1-9. The 11 is too high. 6-2, column 6, row 2. Ground ball to Rentia. And that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Rangers. We go to the bottom of the third. Brandon Ing, Raymond Santiago, and Cleet Thomas due up for the Tigers. Brandon Ing batting an .094. 4-4. Column 4, row 4. That is a double star. That's going to be a ground ball to Kinsler, who will make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Raymond Santiago batting a .500. And the pitch. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3, double star 4. Ground ball down the first base line to Belloc. Belloc will make the catch, throw it over to first for the out, and that'll put 2 away. And we go to the top of the order. Cleet Thomas, 0 for 1, struck out his last time up, and here is the pitch. 2-6, column 2, row 6. It's a wild pitch. It's a foul ball as Thomas will smack it into the stands. So we're going to re-roll the dice. 4-4, column 4, row 4, blank. Thomas being a left-handed batter, so on the pitcher card we look to the left-handed side. 3-2, column 3, row 2. That's going to be good for a base hit past Young. So it goes past Young, Cantionto right there to pick it up. Throws it over to Kinsler to hold Thomas at first. Tigers with 1 on and 2 out. Strategy rolls a 15. Ivan Rodriguez 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And here is the pitch. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a strikeout on a 1-19. The 11 in range. So remember, on a strikeout plus, we add 10 minus the 9, minus 1. So we add 9 to that range, and that's where we get the 19. Struck him out looking. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. And the Tigers will leave 1 stranded. After 3, we're still tied at 0. We go to the top of the 4th. Milton Bradley, Hank Belloc, and Frank Cantalonto due up for the Rangers. Milton Bradley 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 4-3, column 4, row 3. That's going to be a walk on a 1-15, the 14 in range. So Verlander will walk his 3rd batter in this game. Bradley will take his base. Hank Belloc up. He's 0 for 1. Strategy rolls an 11. And the pitch. 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-18, too high. 4-1, column 4, row 1. Ground ball to Santiago. Infield is at double play depth. And that is going to be a double play. Rentia will be a -1. That makes it a 3. We roll 1d6 against that rating. That's where we get the 2. If the roll is less than or equal to the ground double play rating, it becomes a double play. And with that, to clear the bases, 2 out. Frank Cantaloupe is up. He's 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 1-1, column 1, row 1, home run on a 2. The 15 is too high. 5-6, column 5, row 6, ground ball to Rentia. And that'll be out number 3. So that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on for the Rangers. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Carlos Guillen, Maglio Ordonez, and Miguel Cabrera due up for the Tigers. Carlos Guillen is 1 for 1, and here is the pitch. 5-5, column 5, row 5. Strikeout on a 1-7. That is a 3. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Maglio Ordonez 0 for 1, and the pitch. 5-3, column 5, row 3. That is a walk. On a 1-12, that is a 9, and that's going to be good for a walk. So 1 on, Miguel Cabrera will come up. He's 0 for 1. Strategy roll 17, and here is the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6, range play. And that's going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6, double star. Double star 6, it's going to be a fly ball to Cantaloupe. Range is a 1. That makes it a 4. It's going to be good for a base hit. Ordonez will go to second, and the stop sign will go up as Cantaloupe will throw it over to Young to hold the runners at first and second. Jock Jones up, 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 3-6, column 3, row 6, that is a blank. 3-3, column 3, row 3, ground ball to Kinsler, he'll make the catch. And with that, Ordonez will go to second. Ordonez goes to third. And let's see, that's going to be a 4. That is a 0. The roll is high. Cabrera will get forced out. He gets forced out at second, and Jones is on by fielder's choice. Tigers with runners in scoring, with a runner in scoring position. Edgar Rentia is up. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. 2-3, column 2, row 3, possible error on a throw. 1-5, column 1, row 5, power hit to Hamilton. That is a 2. It's going to be a single. Error range for Hamilton is on a 1-5. That is a 14. No error there. And once again, with the 6, the runners will hold. However, the Tigers are on the board, 1-0. Brandon Ing up, he's 0 for 1. And here is the pitch. Strategy roll is a 3. Nothing to do there, 6-2. Column 6, row 2, strikeout on a 1-14. The roll is a 15. He'll nothing do there. The 15 is too high. 4-3, column 4, row 3, fly ball back there to Cantaloupe. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on for the Tigers after 4. Tigers 1, Rangers 0. Good at the top of the 5th. David Murphy, Jared Laird, Ben Bouchard due up for the Rangers. David Murphy is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 5-3, column 5, row 3. Strikeout on a 1-8. That is a 3. Struck him out. And that'll put one away. Jared Laird, 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 4-4, column 4, row 4. Strikeout on a 1-8. 16 too high. 2-3, column 2, row 3, double into left field. So a smack a double out there in the left field, and with that, Laird will get on with a double, keeps the inning going. And here comes Ben Bouchard, who's 1 for 1, and here is the pitch. Strategy rolls an 8, by the way. Rangers holding off 6-3, column 6, row 3, possible error on a throw. 6-4, column 6, row 4, fly ball to Thomas. Error range for Thomas is on a 1-16. That is a 2. It's a throwing error. It's a one-base error. Laird will go to third. He's waved around home. And with that, the Rangers tie this game up at 1. Rangers tie this game up on an E8 throwing error by Clete Thomas. We go to the top of the order. Ian Kinsler, 0 for 1 with a walk. And here is the pitch. 3-4, column 3, row 4. That's going to be a range play. Whose range are we checking? 5-3, column 5, row 3. That's a fly ball to Thomas. His range is on a 1-4. That is a 1. Thomas will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Raven Santiago, Clete Thomas, and Ivan Rodriguez due up for the Tigers. Taking a look here at Raymond Santiago, he is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. It is a 4-3-4. Column 3, row 4. That's going to be a range play. Whose range are we checking? 6-4, column 6, row 4. Ground ball to Kinsler. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 1. Kinsler will make the catch, throw it over to Bouchard. And that is out number 1. Kinsler, 1 for 1 on his range plays. And we go to Clete Thomas, who is 1 for 2 with a strikeout. And the pitch, top of the order for the Tigers as that flips over. 1-3, column 1, row 3. Strikeout on a 1-11. The 19 is too high. 2-1, column 2, row 1. Ground ball to Young. He'll scoop that up, throw it over to Bouchard. And that'll be 2 away. Ivan Rodriguez, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and the pitch. 1-4, column 1, row 4. Strikeout on a 1-9. That is a 1. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors as the Tigers will go down in order after 5. We're tied at 1. We go to the top of the 6th. Michael Young, Josh Hamilton, Milton Bradley due up for the Rangers. Michael Young, 0 for 2. Taking a look here at Justin Verlander, he can face 8 more batters before he's considered tired. 3-3, column 3, row 3. Strikeout, 1-9, 19 too high. 2-4, column 2, row 4. That's going to be a ground ball to Rentia. And that'll be out number 1. Josh Hamilton, 0 for 1 with a walk. And here is the pitch. 6-5, column 6, row 5. Strikeout on a 1-9. The 11 is too high. 4-4, column 4, row 4. Double star 3. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Ordonis, who will make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Milton Bradley is 0 for 1 with a walk. Here's the pitch. 3-4 range play. Bradley. Whose range are we checking? 2-6, column 2, row 6. It's a single to Thomas. His range is on a 1-4. And he'll make the play. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. It's an easy inning to score there as the Tigers retire the Rangers in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Carlos Guillen, Maglio Ordonis, and Miguel Cabrera due up for the Tigers. Carlos Guillen is 1 for 2 with a strikeout. And here is the pitch. 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. Fly ball back there to Ken Tolonto. He'll make the catch. By the way, Vincent can face 6 more batters before he's considered tired. Maglio Ordonis, 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And here is the pitch. 2-6, column 2, row 6. It's a wild pitch. It's a foul ball as Ordonis will smack it into the stands. We're going to re-roll the dice. Nobody on base. 1-2, column 1, row 2. It's a strikeout on a 6-20. Way too high for it to be a strikeout. 2-6, column 2, row 6. Fly ball back there to Hamilton. Hamilton will make the catch. And that'll be 1 away. 2 away, sorry. Miguel Cabrera, 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. Cabrera, 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a blank for Vincent. 1-4, column 1, row 4. It's a base hit to Cantalonto. And with that, the Tigers have a runner on base, 2 outs. Two outs. Strategy roll is a 4. Tigers holding off. Jacque Jones 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6, range play. Whose range are we checking? 2-5, column 2, row 5, ground ball to Kinsler. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 3. Kinsler will make the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Tigers. After 6, we're still tied at 1. We go to the top of the 7th. Hank Bellock, Frank Cantalonto, and David Murphy due up for the Rangers. Hank Bellock 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. Verlander can go 5 more batters before he's considered tired. 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a blank. Bellock 3-5, column 3, row 5. That's going to be a double in the right field. So the go-ahead run now on base. Bellock on with a double. So bunt rating is a 5. Strategy roll is a 16. There is going to be a bunt, and here's how we figure that out. We take a look at Cantalonto's bunt rating. That is a 5. Come over here to the bunting chart in the green line on a 16 to 19. That is considered a bunt. It's going to be a sacrifice bunt. Cantalonto is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1. It's a wild pitch. And that's going to be a 4, so on a 1 to 11, it's a wild pitch. On a 12 to 14, it's a passed ball. And that'll move Belloc over to third. And we're going to re-roll. Re-roll the dice there. 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a strikeout. It is a re-roll. It's a successful sac bunt. Belloc over at third. So bunt rating of a 3. It's going to be a good bunt on a 1 to 12. The 4 will tell us where it's hit to. It's bunt down the first baseline. And that'll be 1 away. Belloc will stay at third. So 1 away on that sac bunt. Murphy. Up. David Murphy is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 2-6, column 2, row 6. That's going to be a walk. On a 1 to 8, that is a 5, and that is going to be a walk. 18, by the way, on the strategy die. It's too high. So runners now on the corners as Jared Laird will come up, moving the infield in. Laird is 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. And here is the pitch. Strategy roll is a 4. 2-3, column 2, row 3. Strikeout. On a 1 to 8, the 20 is too high. 6-6, column 6, row 6. Fly ball back there to Thomas. And that is going to be an out. And that is going to be a sacrifice roll. It is a sacrifice fly. Roll 1d6. If it's less than the SF rating of the batter, the runner scores. That is a 2. That's going to be a 1. And the Rangers will take a 1-run lead here in the top of the 7th. Two outs, and Verlander is down to his last batter before he's considered tired. Ben Bouchard is up. He's 1 for 3. Runner on first, and here is the pitch. Bouchard, 2-2. Column 2, row 2, double star 2. That's going to be a ground ball down the third baseline to Ing. He'll make the catch and sing, "Take Me Up to the Ball Game." One run, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Rangers. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Edgar Rentia, Brandon Ing, and Raymond Santiago due up for the Tigers. Before we get to, let's take a look at the box score. After 6.5 have been played here at Comerica Park. Rangers scored a run in the 5th, a run in the 7th, 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors. The Tigers scored a run in the 4th, 1 run, 5 hits and 1 errors. And with that, we go to the bottom of the 7th. Edgar Rentia, Brandon Ing, and Raymond Santiago due up. The Rangers going to bring in a new pitcher. And they are going to bring in Frank Francisco will come in. That is his card. Francisco will come into the game with a 3.51 ERA. He's got one save, pitched 7 2/3 of an inning, allowed 3 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Vince Palladia. He went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, an ERA of a 6.83. Rentia is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. Possible error on a ground ball. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. Ground ball to Belloc. His range is on a 1 to 9. That is a 9. It's an error. That's a 1 base error, and Rentia is on with a base hit. And with that, strategy rolls a 17. That's going to be a sacrifice play for Brandon Ing. Infield playing a double play depth. Ing is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. 3-6, column 3, row 6, strikeout plus, and that is a fouled off. Fouled off. Will the batter redo the attempt, or will it be a regular at-bat? They're going to do the regular at-bat. So that's going to be a 5-6, column 5, regular at-bat. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 9. That is a 12. Struck him out looking. And that'll be 1 away. Raymond Santiago is up. He is 1-0 for 2. Strategy rolls a 3. It's a hit and run. Remember, for hit and runs, all ground double plays will get a -2. Base run ratings will get a +2. Home run and walk ratings are cut in half. We round those down, and if the batter strikes out, we resolve the play as a steal. Santiago is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. 4-4, column 4, row 4, wild pitch. On a 1 to 11, it's a wild pitch. On a 12 to 14, it's a passed ball. It's a 7, it's a wild pitch. And Rentia will go to second. 1-5, column 1, row 5. Power hit to Murphy. That is a 5. That's going to be good for a single. And with that, Rentia will move to third. He's waved around home. And the Tigers just tied this game up at 2. We go to the top of the order. Clay Thomas, 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. Strategy rolls a 13. 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a blank. 5-6, column 5, row 6, double star 1. It's a fly ball back there to Cantalonto, who'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Ivan Rodriguez is 0 for 3 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. Strategy roll is an 11. 1-2, column 1, row 2. That is a blank. 2-2, column 2, row 2, double star 4. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Murphy. Murphy will make the catch, and that will retire the side. So 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 error, and 1 left on for the Tigers after 7. We're tied at 2. We go to the top of the 8th. Ian Kinsler, Michael Young, and Josh Hamilton due up for the Rangers. And we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Tigers. Verlander will come out of the game, and they are going to bring in Fernando Roddy will come in. That is his card. Roddy comes in the game with a 2.25 ERA, 1 save, 4 innings pitched, allowed 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Justin Verlander. He went 7 innings, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 1 strikeout, 1 wild pitch, and ERA of a 3.65. Top of the order, Ian Kinsler, 0 for 2 with a walk, and here is the pitch. 4-6, column 4, row 6. Home run on a 1-8. That is a 6 in range. We need a 10 or less. The 11 is too high. 4-6, column 4, row 6. Power hit to Thomas. That is a 12, and that's going to be a fly ball out. And that'll put 1 away. Michael Young, 0 for 3. Is Young going to take the hit? No, he is not. And they're going to bring in Raymond Valcrez to take over to pinch hit here. Valcrez batting a .357, and here is the pitch. 1-5, column 1, row 5. That's going to be a wild pitch. It's a foul ball as Valcrez will smack it into the stands. 3-1, column 3, row 1. Strikeout on a 1-9. 17, too high. 6-6, column 6, row 6. It's a single to Rentia. And with that, Valquez is on with a base hit. Hamilton 0 for 2 with a walk. And here is the pitch. Hamilton going to take the hit. 6-2, column 6, row 2. Strikeout on a 1-9. 3-8 range. Struck him out. And next up, it's Milton Bradley. Bradley is 0 for 2 with a walk. 2-4, column 2, row 4. Home run on a 1-11. The 15 is too high. 5-5, column 5, row 5. Double star 5. It's going to be a ground ball to Santiago, who'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So for shortstop, they are going to bring in Valquez is going to come in and take over at shortstop. Carlos Guillen up. And with that, Frank, it's no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, but the Rangers leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Carlos Guillen, Maglio Ordonez, and Miguel Cabrera due up for the Tigers. Frank Francisco is done. And with that, they're going to bring in Benotti. That is his card. Benotti will come into the game. He comes into the game with a 1.91 ERA. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings, allowed 1 hit, 6 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Francisco. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, run 1. No earned runs, 1 strikeout, 1 wild pitch, an ERA of a 3.11. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Tigers. It's Carlos Golan, Magglio Ordonez, and Miguel Cabrera. Pitch to Golan, who is 1 for 3. 3-3, column 3, row 3. Strikeout on a 1-17. That is a 2. Struck him out. Magglio Ordonez, who is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That's a walk on a 1-12. The 14, too high. 4-1, column 4, row 1. That's going to be a single to Murphy. And Ordonez is on with a base hit. Strategy roll is a 3. Cabrera is 2 for 3, and here is the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2. Home run on a 1-17. The 19 is too high. 2-3, column 2, row 3. Fly ball back down to Hamilton. And that'll be out number 2, 2 away, and that's going to bring up Jacque Jones. Jones is 0 for 3, not going to take the hit. Well, they are going to let him take the hit. 17, 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a blank, and that is going to be a fly ball back there to Cantalonto, who will make the catch. And that will retire the set. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Tigers. After 8, we're still tied at 2. We go to the top of the 9th. Hank Belloc, Frank Cantalonto, and David Murphy due up for the Rangers. Let's take a look at the box score of the game after 8 innings had been played here at Comerica Park. Rangers scored a run in the 5th and a run in the 7th, 2 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. The Tigers scored a run in the 4th. They came back, scored a run in the 7th to tie the game up, 2 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. Both teams have committed 1 error in this game. We go to the top of the 9th. Will we see some 9th inning magic? And they are going to bring in, I want to say, Clay Parada. For the Tigers. Yep, Clay Parada will come into today's game. That is his card. Game is tied as we go to the top of the 9th. Parada will come into the game with a 2.43. He's got no wins and no losses. He's pitched 3 2/3 innings, allowed 2 hits, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. Hank Belloc up. He's 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. Well, real quick, before we take care of the pitch, take a look here at Francisco Rodney. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 1.80. No change to the Tigers' light defense. Belloc 1-4, column 1, row 4. That's going to be a walk on a 1-9. The 16, too high. 4-5, column 4, row 5, and that's going to be a single past Golan. And Belloc will get on with a base hit. Belloc coming out. They are going to call for a pinch runner, and they are going to bring in Joaquin Arias to pinch run. Strategy rolls a 3. That's going to be a hit and run. So remember, the base run rating will get a +2. Ground double plays are a -2. Home run and walks are cut in half. Lineouts are double plays, except if it's an error on a throw. And if the batter strikes out, we'll resolve the play as a steal. Frank Cantalonto is 0 for 2. He's going to take the hit. 6-4, column 6, row 4, strikeout. Excuse me there. On a 1 to 15, that is a 7. Struck him out. Struck him out, and Arias will go over to second. He'll beat the throw over to the base. It's a pickoff attempt. On a 1 to 13, it's a pickoff. On a 14 to 20, it's a pickoff error. It's a 15, it's a pickoff error. And with that, the runner now moves over to third. David Murphy is up. And here is the pitch. Murphy is 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Murphy not taking the hit. And they're going to bring in Brandon Boggs. Boggs will come in to pinch hit. He is batting a 400, and here is the pitch. 6-4, column 6, row 4. That is a blank. 4-6, column 4, row 6. That's a fly ball to Thomas. That is an out. However, Arias will score. It's a sacrifice play by Brandon Boggs, and the Rangers take a 1-run lead here in the top of the 9th. And with that, Jared Laird is up. He's 1 for 2 with a double, a run, and an RBI. And here is the pitch. 3-2, column 3, row 2, possible error. 2-6, column 2, row 6. Fly ball to Adonis, he'll make the catch. Error range for Adonis is on a 1 to 4. That is a 12. No error there. And that will retire the side. So, at third base, Adam LaRousse will take over at third, and Brandon Boggs will take over at right field. So Boggs will take over at right field, and Raymond Vázquez will be playing short. So that is the defense right now. Benetton not playing in this. We do have a safe situation here, and they are going to go with Eddie Guerrero, I believe, is going to get the call here. That is his card. Actually, they're going to bring in CJ. Yeah, Eddie Guerrero will come in for the save situation here. No ERA. He's pitched 4 innings, allowed 1 hit and 3 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Joaquin Benetton. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and ERA of a 0. Oops, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong stats here. ERA of a 1.58. Edgar Rentia, Brandon Ing, and Raymond Santiago due up for the Tigers. Rentia is 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. 1-4. That is a blank. Rentia. 6-1, column 6, row 1. Power hit to Boggs. On a 2, that's going to be a single. And with that, Rentier will lead off with a base hit. Brandon Ing, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. They are going to let him take the hit. Strategy rolls a 9, infield at double play depth. 6-6. Column 6, row 6, strikeout on a 1 to 13. That is a 3. Struck him out. And that is going to be one away. Strategy rolls a 17. Infield still at double play depth. It's a sacrifice play. Santiago 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. He's got an RBI on the day. 2-5, column 2, row 5, strikeout. And that is going to be a successful sac bunt. So on a 3, it goes to the first baseline. On a 1 to 12. And now the Tigers are down to the last out. Guerrero tired. We go to the top of the order. Clay Thomas is 1 for 4. And here is the pitch. 3-6. Double question mark. Double star on a 1 to 17. That is a 3. It's a fly ball to Cantalonto. He'll make the catch. And the Rangers defeat the Detroit Tigers of a final score of 3-2. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and 1 left on. Final line score coming right up. So the Rangers come back to win today's game of a final score of 3-2. Rangers 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error, and the Tigers 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors committed. Joaquin Benetton will pick up today's win. Clay Parada will pick up the loss. And Eddie Guerrero will pick up the save. So let's take a look at the stats here. Joaquin Benetton will pick up the win. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and ERA of a 1.58. Clay Parada picks up the loss. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 3.83. And Eddie Guerrero, who picks up the save, went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and ERA of nothing. So that's going to do it for us here at Comerica Park, as the Rangers will improve to 9-12 and the Tigers will drop to 10-11. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Scoonie 007, and we'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.